What happens if the Prime Minister actually loses his seat? By the end of this video, you will see why Andrew Holness's entire career could be hanging by a single fragile thread, and why Dr. Warren Blake and the People's National Party are waiting like hawks to remind him of 1997's biggest political scandal. So here's the situation. In Jamaica, the constitution is very clear. To be the Prime Minister, you must first be a sitting member of Parliament. Simple, right? But what if Andrew Holness, Mr. Green Shirt himself, loses his West Central St. Andrew seat? That's not just a defeat. That's an earthquake inside Gordon House. And this isn't a far-fetched hypothetical. History is already whispering warnings. Remember December 1997? Andrew Holness was just 25 years old, going up against Dr. Warren Blake of the People's National Party. Young, ambitious, and hungry, Holness went into West Central like David with a slingshot. But instead of slaying Goliath, he nearly got disqualified before he even began his career. December 18, 1997, Holness scrapes what looks like a win by 65 votes. 65? That's fewer than the number of people in line at Tasty's on a Friday afternoon. But then the plot twists. The EOJ refuses to declare a winner. I wonder why. Missing ballot boxes, spoiled ballots, shady recounts, and it was like an episode of Scandal, Jamaican edition. December 28th, the courts get involved. Andrew Holness is declared winner. But wait, March 1998, election court steps in again and voids the whole thing. And guess who walks away victorious in the re-election? Dr. Warren Blake of the PNP. Andrew's political career didn't begin with triumph. It began with a court fight, controversy, and the stench of electoral manipulation. And doesn't that sounds familiar today? But here's where it gets spicy. If Holness were to lose his seat now, even if the JLP somehow clung to power, clung to government, they'd face a constitutional nightmare. So what happens next? Well, we'll get to that. Here's how it plays out according to constitutional expert Dr. Lloyd Barnett. Option A, the JLP scrambles to appoint a new leader to be Prime Minister. Option B, they parachute Andrew into a so-called safe seat via by-election. But safe seat in today's Jamaica, with the scandals piling up, the Integrity Commission battles, and voters side-eyeing corruption, where exactly is safe for Andrew Holness? The irony, West Central St. Andrew was originally a PNP stronghold before Andrew Holness clawed his way in during 1997. His so-called fortress could just as easily flip back red if history repeats itself. So let's be honest. If the Prime Minister loses his seat, the JLP doesn't just have a legal problem. They have a leadership crisis. The man who built his image on strength and stability would suddenly look very weak. And Jamaica doesn't forget weakness. If Andrew Holness actually lost his seat, would the JLP survive? Or would it split apart like in 1997? Drop your take in the comments below. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Quick recap. Let's break it down. The Constitution demands the PM must be an MP. No seat, no power. Andrew Holness almost lost his career before it started in 1997 against Dr. Warren Blake. Missing ballot boxes, spoiled votes, and court battles defined his early rise. If history repeats itself, a Holness defeat could split the JLP between choosing a new leader or scrambling for a by-election lifeline. Either way, the People's National Party would smell blood in the water, and Jamaica would witness political drama hotter than a pepper shrimp on the beach. History doesn't lie. Warren Blake humbled Holness once before. Could the PMP do it again in 2025? Comment red wave if you think so in the comments below. Patriotic comrades, here's why West Central St. Andrew is not a safe seat for Andrew Holness. West Central St. Andrew was originally a PNP stronghold. Yes, you heard that right. The first time that seat switched over to JLP was in 1980 when the JLP's Fernando Yap created an upset in that said 1980 election by beating Carl Thompson. So this could never be no JLP fortress for Andrew Holness. He can flip back red anytime in any election. So him know him have to fight tooth and nail for try hang on to the seat there. But another JLP stronghold, another JLP fortress. No make them trick you. Historically, that has always been a PMP stronghold since it was first contested in 1959. Yes, that West Central St. Andrew constituency. Me I go say this to the JLP. When you don't want to get rid of Holness, this is the perfect opportunity to get rid of the man where a whole the undated resignations over on your head. It's a perfect opportunity to get him out, you know. Because if he losing seat, he can't be Prime Minister. Because you have to be a member of Parliament to be the Prime Minister. So you have to start go su in a little group them by yourself and try pick who you want to be party leader and get him out. Me know Tufton want to be party leader. So you can all rally around Tufton and shove out he wanna be dictator. That is my advice to the JLP. Cause me know you tired of him. Me know you tired of this man. A man have you under tyrannical oppression in a Labour Party. He is Lord and Master over all of you. Me know you want liberation. Me know you want freedom. Freedom. How you get freedom if you don't get out a man now? If the man losing seat, everybody just no confidence vote. Unanimous no confidence vote. So right then and there, the little undated resignation letter we might have a hole over on your head, that become null and void. With immediate effect after that no confidence vote, he knows say I hit that. He is no longer the party leader. No confidence vote for Andrew Holness. And that more anti-Labour right them do. Tufton want to be party leader long time. And him and Tufton I don't know friend like that. Safe seat or no safe seat. If Holness loses West Central, should the JLP risk a by-election or choose a new leader? Let's hear the strategies in the comments below. So patriotic comrades, is like there's a emerging pattern developing here. It's like history repeating itself, because today the same tactics of dishonesty, corruption and political intimidation remains visible in Andrew's leadership, especially within his constituency. It is therefore crucial that Andrew be held accountable and subject to rigorous scrutiny for a political career deeply rooted in undermining democratic processes. Because we can compare what happened in a 97 to what happened with the same constituency, you see me, West Central St. Andrew, between Comrade Paul Buchanan and Andrew Holness. The same tactics that was used in 97, Holness rinse and repeat them, and I use them back in 2025. But this time there's a little thing what we call vloggers and social media, and you know, everybody have internet access compared to 1997. We are just TVJ and CVM and radio, everybody have to work with it. So now we can always go pull up back the receipts from history and say, yo, see your 1997 receipts them here, when you were just 25 years old and just enter in a politics. And you go up against Comrade Dr. Warren Blake. And that was a very shaky and shady election, just the same. So even back then, in 1997, for whatever reason, the Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, released the full result, you see me? And then they said EOJ refused to declare a winner. Now, that alone make you know say, something shady and shaky are going. This delay occurred due to several irregularities, including missing ballot boxes, spoiled ballots, significant enough to cast doubt on the preliminary count. So if I never feel the judicial intervention recounts on December 28, 1997, despite the chaos, Andrew was still declared the winner. But the matter remained legally unsettled, leading to a magisterial recount, which further delayed his swearing in. So in March 1998, the election court declared the initial election void, ordering a re-election held on the 26th of March. And as so comes now, in that re-election, Warren Blake from the People's National Party was declared the winner. You see, when somebody already exposed their hand to you, they can no longer pull off any stunts. They can no longer rig the outcome of any election. So now, them have to step to you on a level playing field. Because you know all of them tricks them, you know all of the things them where they will try to pull out of the hat. Because we see them already. And guess what? Them never worked the first time. Because we are on to you. And that's why we get the election court involved. So when the recount, or I should say the re-election or a by-election take place, you have to step to me fair and square, because we want free and fair elections. We want the democratic process to be observed and respected. We don't want nobody boy I try to do things where underhanded and I try undermine and sabotage the whole democratic process of a complete general election. No, we can't have that boy. So you see, when you go up against Holness in a rematch, in a do-over, you are going to beat him, because the election, the re-election have to be fair and square now, you know, because we see too much irregularities, we see too much malpractice, too many obvious discrepancies will take place during the preliminary counts. We see all of that. So once him enter the race, fair and square, he can't beat you. And I see him thing happen now. History repeat itself all over again. So you can basically say Holness introduction at age 25 years old, young fresh, just a enter politics for the first time, just a getting feet wet in the water in first constituency election to become a member of parliament, was basically somehow shrouded in corruption. So this man never enter politics with a clean hands and a pure heart. He enter politics very deceptively. So now, character never lies. So if this was his character at 25 years old, if that was his mindset, that the man that can't mean Jamaica no good, that the man that could never mean Jamaica no good. And you realize the bigger in get in a politics, it just amplifies who he really be at his core. So when you see my show in little dictatorship ways here and there, are the real him that I come out, or how he really see himself, or the type of leader where he would really want to be, I come out and Akima Ak, he really wants to be a dictator at heart, and he would do it by any means necessary. So now it even moved to a greater level where he undermine, he rig, in tamper with an entire general election. Who remember when him and Ardisha did face off, and Ardisha did a complain about the same underhanded tactics? Remember him and Ardisha did a compete for leadership in the JLP. Ardisha come out in the mainstream media and a complain about Andrew Holness and the undemocratic things that he was doing to Ardisha. Who remember that? It did come on news. So show me your colors and I will tell you who you are. This man origin, when he enter politics, very shaky and shady. So patriotic comrades, may crack the code. Yes, may crack the Holness West Central St. Andrew Da Vinci code. Me crack it. So at 87 boxes counted, Paul Buchanan had 4,867 votes. Andrew Holness had 4,762 votes at 87 boxes counted, with a remaining 18 boxes left to count. Zine? So make we add up Paul Buchanan's 4,867 plus Holness 4,762. That equals 9,629 total votes at 87 boxes counted. So when we divide that said total number of votes of 9,629 divided by the 87 boxes were counted so far, you're gonna get 110.678 votes per ballot boxes. And we can round it off to 111, but we just work with 110 votes holding in each ballot box. Cool? So when we multiply the 110 votes per ballot box times the 18 remaining ballot box were left, we get 1,980 remaining votes. Listen me keenly, you know. 1,980 remaining votes. So even if we add Andrew Holness 4,762 plus the 1,980 remaining votes were left in the 18 box were left, you're gonna get a total of 6,742 votes to Andrew Holness alone. Remember, you know, we just give him all of the vote them were left in the 18 remaining box, you know, and him only get 6,742. Right there, so irregularities, the maths not mathsing none at all. But Holness originally won by the final count of Andrew Holness when he win this seat, you know, was 7,054 votes final count, and Paul Buchanan, yes, 4,953. Now that no make no sense. The maths and the numbers now add up. So now remember, say we just give Holness all of the vote them. We not even did split them between him and Paul Buchanan. The remaining 18 box were left. We give Holness all of the vote them in the 18 box them were left, you know. And that total sum was 6,742. So patriotic comrades, as me say, Holness final count was 7,054 total votes when they do all I counting, you know. Just remember that. So remember, say we just add Holness 4,762 plus the 1,980 remaining votes left in the 18 remaining ballot boxes, and we get 6,742 votes to Holness. Zine, cause then say Holness originally won by 7,054 votes. So make we minus that 7,054 votes there from the 6,742 votes, and you're gonna get 312 extra votes. So that would roughly be 3 ballot boxes. Zin, 3 extra ballot boxes. And remember, Paul Buchanan final count was 4,953. So anyway you take it, the maths not mathsing. Cause remember say we give Holness, the 18 remaining box we left, you know, we give Holness all of that the vote there, you know. Based on the formula of 110 votes per box. And how we arrive at that number is when at 87 boxes, you add Paul Buchanan's 4,867 plus Andrew Holness 4,762. You get 9,629. You divide that 9,629 there by the 87 boxes were counted so far, and you arrive at 110.678. As me say, you can round that off to 111. Anyway, I take it, the maths now add up. So this is why Mark Jefferson Golding and the PMP is strategically targeting West Central St. Andrew, because too much irregularities, too much red alert, too much code red, too much red flag, too much alarm just go off about this specific constituency of Andrew Holness. And me already show you Andrew Holness historical patterns from 97 with this specific constituency, with all of the shady happenings and shaky happenings from 97. So I hope you follow the formula, I hope you follow the maths, simple maths. So we crack the West Central St. Andrew Da Vinci Code. So patriotic comrades, this was just a simple formula to find out who much vote hold in each ballot box, cause that is very important to know, and numbers don't lie. So with a simple mathematical formula plugged in, you can arrive at a rough estimate to find out who much vote is in each boxes based on at 87 boxes, and you add up where Paul Buchanan and Holness did they at that time. Numbers don't lie. You see me? Ask any mathematician. You can find the answer by using mathematics. Easy. So we just try connect the dots. You see me? Yeah. And that's the breakdown, my patriotic comrades. One thing is crystal clear. Andrew Holness and the JLP can't keep hiding behind smoke and mirrors forever. The scandals, the court battles, the shaky seats, it's all catching up. Meanwhile, the PNP steady, focus, and ready to lead Jamaica out of this circus. No, don't worry, when it comes to the JLP, a circus and clown show they ain't going with. But here's the real question. Do you think Jamaica is ready to turn the page and give the JLP their eviction notice? Drop your answers in the comments below, because I'm reading every single comment. And if you want more unfiltered truth about Jamaican politics, hit subscribe and join the Red Wave movement. One Marky G, one Team PNP. Big up all patriotic comrades. This is your patriotic Jamaican channel signing out. And remember, when it comes to the drama in Gordon House, me always have some receipts. So catch you in the next one. So here's the $1 million question. Is Andrew Holness really untouchable? Or could history come full circle and humble him the same way it did in 1997? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Holness could actually lose his seat? And if he did, who should replace him? Nobody. No better herring, no better barrel. All of them in there is same thing. You see me? You just all replace the same thing with the same thing. So, yeah. Me not see nobody in a JLP where, you know, the JLP just need fresh faces. Get rid of everybody in a JLP and just bring in new people. And if you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to hit subscribe, because next video we're diving into why the JLP's so-called safe seats might not be so safe after all. Trust me, you don't want to miss that.